afternoon, everybody. Matthew from smartchoicesales.com coming to you today with quite a different video. This is going to be more of a public service announcement versus a sales video or sales discussion. So let's jump right into it today. So I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen this post over here, maybe in the Facebook groups. Your friends may have been sharing it. It's been widely reached, and I just want to dive into it because it's got a lot to unpack and a lot of good points that I agree with, but also some points that I kind of want to elaborate on a little bit more, kind of as a part one, part two, almost kind of how they broke out one and two. But let's jump straight into it and just get to the point. Yes, there are a lot of brokers, let's call them, because that's kind of the formal name that a lot of like UMA, ABA, and all of them title them as. That's basically someone that's booking charters, advertising charters that they can book without owning any equipment. So you've got, here in this example, advertising out here is if they've got coaches, but they own zero coaches whatsoever. And what they basically do is they take in these customer informations and things of that nature, and then they bid it out to you guys, the charter operators, the charter owners. And then basically what they do is they take in all of these quotes and they take almost always the cheapest one. That's how they operate. It's how they make money. So they quote it here, you quote it here, they make the difference, and they pick the one that they're going to make the most money at because that's what they're after. Their business model is not sustainable from an operator standpoint, which is why they don't own coaches. That's why they need you, because they're going to basically take advantage of you as long as they can. When you disappear, if you wise up and move on, or maybe you go out of business, unfortunately, they're going to move to the next person that's bidding that lowest quote. And it's just a never-ending churning cycle. The problem with this is a lot of people are going to argue is, yes, if you don't take it, somebody else will. And unfortunately, that's the sad truth, and that's why I'm putting out this public service announcement, trying to get us all to raise our standards to where they need to be, because you as the operators have that power, have that control. If you stop doing this fight race to the bottom, as I see it often put when these discussions put, and that is the true case. There's a lot of operators that are just racing to the bottom. I'm not going to make anything. I'm just going to keep undercutting my competitors to make sure that I get the trip. But at what cost? Everything in life is getting more expensive except charter rates. That right there is something that I'm seeing companies quoting rates that were in 2019 rates. That was before, eggs cost as much as they do. Your groceries. When you go out to eat, it costs more. Driver wages cost more. Insurance, oh my gosh, it costs way more. Fuel costs. All the parts for your Motorcoach cost more. The Motorcoach in general cost almost $100,000 more from 2019 to today for a new Motorcoach. But yet charter rates, we're still quoting in 2019 and before rates. We're still racing to the bottom, not valuing ourselves as owners and operators. Out here, we're just undercutting each other. And for what purpose? At what end? At what goal? Every time we do this, we actually are fueling the people over here that we're all uproared about. All the comments I've seen have been, stop feeding these companies, but yet you're going to bid the lowest cost to make sure that you get it so your competitor doesn't. We've got to, as an industry, raise standards, raise the bar, and unfortunately that comes with raising rates to catch up with where everything else in life is. Your customers expect that. Your customers are used to going out to eat and paying more. They're used to going to get gas and paying more. They're used to going to the movies and paying more. Everything they do costs more than it once was. It's a really hot topic in today's world. So charter rates is going to be like nothing different. Whenever the rate goes up, it's inflation. It's overdue. Your customers are going to expect it. Now, of course, if only one person does this, yes, someone else is going to get the business. But eventually they're not going to be in business because it's not just feeding their success, because the more you undercut your competitor to pick up that business and the more bookings they get, the more profit they get, the longer they're going to stick around. But again, if it's so profitable, some of these companies have been in business now before COVID. Some have been in business 5 years, 10 years. One of them named has been in business since I've been in the charter bus industry since around the 2010 and 12 range when I first took my charter bus job, booking charter trips right out of college. I was competing with some of them. They've been around forever because there's always that person that's going to feed that lowest rate to feed their profitability. And if it was profitable, if they were making so much money and they knew that they could sustain this if they bought their own equipment, don't you think they would buy the equipment to cut you out and make the money that you may or may not be making? Of course they would, but they haven't bought buses yet because they understand that the model that they're doing is not sustainable long term. They understand that the rates that they're able to get you to book it for, they couldn't sustain that themselves to afford the gas, the insurance, the driver wages, everything it takes to run a highly regulated charter bus company. And that's why they don't own equipment, because they let you own the equipment. They let you bankrupt yourself so that way they can make an easy living and not have to worry about the profitability of you. They understand that if you quote $1,200 and they charge $1,500, they just made a quick $400. But that's what they're looking for. They're looking to make that quick, easy money with no risk, and you're feeding it to them. A lot of the times when to feed it to them, you've got to do things like in this post over here. You've got to cut corners because you start finding yourself, if I'm running at these rates, there's not enough money to do the things right. You've got expired tags. You've got insurance lapses. You've got you're delaying your maintenance and everything because you're not charging rates enough to support that. And it's all right here in this post. I mean, this post is great. It really hits on all the points that I've been saying all along, and a lot of the operators in the groups are saying all along, and that's you've got to charge what you're worth. And that's what we've got to start doing. Is charging rates that are here in the present in 2019, or not 2019. We've got to stop charging 2019 rates. We've got to start charging the 2025 rates, the 2026 rates, keeping up with inflation, keeping up with all those rising costs that we're all suffering as charter bus operators. I know every operator sharing the sentiment here and what I'm saying. But then there's part two. What I want to hit on is, the Uber, the future, it's coming. Whether we want it or not, change is coming. These Ubers, these corporate takeovers, things of that nature, it's coming. And it's not about how to stop it from coming, because you can't stop it. It's going to come. AI is another example. AI is here. It's only going to grow. It's only going to get more widely used. It's only going to get more widely integrated into your business. And the sooner you adapt to change, the better off you're going to be and further ahead you're going to be. Don't look at it as how can I stop AI, or how can I stop autonomous driving, or how can I stop these things. It's how can I prepare for them. So that way, when they do inevitably get here, you are prepared to make that jump instantly, because a lot of your competitors are preparing. I mean, I've got some operators that I'm watching that are using electric buses and things. It's definitely a hiccup for them. But they're trying that out now, so that way, if the regulations ever do get enforced on them, they're ready for it. Now, I don't think we're going to have to worry about that anymore. A lot of those regulations are getting rolled back. I mean, I'm even seeing changes in CARB in California get rolled back. So, I think we're kind of moving away from the electric, concern that a lot of us had. Which is great, but AI is here. AI is here. You should be using it in your business every day. It took me a little bit of time. I kind of pushed away, didn't want to use it. But now that I'm using it, oh my gosh. It does such a little minuscule task that I used to have to spend 30 minutes to do. It can do it in 5 minutes. Since I've integrated it in, my day has been that much more productive. But that's what I'm getting at, is all this new changing technology is scary. A lot of people make it more scary because they don't want to adapt to it. But the best thing I can do to tell you to get ahead is adapt to it. Adapt to the change that's out there. Always know what's out there. Always know what's coming, and always try to find a way, if this happens, how can I quickly implement it? But that's the part two that I wanted to hit on real quick. But really, the biggest point that I want to stick to is the part one, which is we've got to charge what we're worth. The race to the bottom has got to stop. We're one of the only industries I know that we're all out here undercutting each other. We could be competitors, but we all need to be friends. We all need to look at bettering the charter bus industry, because nobody cares about the charter bus industry any more than the people in it. I mean, that was evidence during COVID when all of the free money and the money printers were on the charter bus industry. Yes, we did get help. We did get the bailout, but we got nothing like the cruise lines, nothing like the airlines, nothing like all these other industries, even within the travel segment. We didn't get all of the same bailouts that they got, and that's because we're not on the map. But we've got to care about each other, and undercutting your next door competitor to help one of these brokers out, it's not going to do you any favors in the long run either. It's only driving the overall rates down when everything else in life is going up. And if everything in life is going up and charter bus industry is going down, at some point it's going to become unsustainable. And that's where we're going to see a lot of turmoil. But let's not get there. Let's start looking at your cost. Let's start bidding things based on your cost. And looking at how can you make money to grow. Just because you can run this trip at this cost and break even, the point's not to break even. You're not a charity. You're a for-profit business. And maybe if your profit's not your main focus, maybe you are trying to do this just for fun and break even, and that's okay, but make sure you're breaking even. Don't run for these brokers and let them make all of the money to put you out of business, because yes, there will be someone behind you that steps up when you go out of business. Stay in business, grow. Try to figure out the rates that you can do in order to grow your business, so that way you do make some money and you can grow to help more. To employ more drivers, to help employ people within your community, in your business, to grow, because that's what it's all about. But again, guys, not going to take up all of your time, but did just want to point, because this post has gained a lot of traction, and I mean, it is a great read. I'm hoping some people have been reading it while it's been on the screen. If not, find it. If not, message us. We'll email it to you. But it is a great read. Definitely a lot of points to unpack, and a lot of great points to unpack in it. So just some things to think about. Charge what you're worth is the message that I'm trying to send. Stop racing to the bottom, and grow your business. And we're here at Smart Choice Sales to help come up with ideas. If you're struggling, you're like, hey, the only way to survive is to charge this low rate. It's not. Call us at 336 808-0320. We can sit down. We can look at your business, how you're performing now. We can look at your area and your demographics and everything that we need to know to tell you what customers to go after. There are customers in every single part of this country that need charter bus companies just like you, and the opportunity to grow your business in 2025 is like no other. We have helped several companies coming out of COVID, 2021 and on. We've grown several companies. I've grown one from zero to the largest in their state. They did have some limo background, so there is that. But we've grown them to over 30 coaches now. We've got one here local to us. I'm sure you've seen the publicity on it that we've been kind of running together. UMA's picked up on it. We've taken it from 0 coaches to 5 in less than 12 months. There's just a lot of operators that we're helping that want to tap into the knowledge that we've got here at Smart Choice Sales. I've been doing this since I was in diapers. I came into charter bus sales. It's my first job, so I know how to secure those big contracts. I know what clients to focus on. I know which clients, everybody goes after that biggest client that there is. Hey, if I just get this one college, it's $1 million contract, I'll be set. But that's not really the case. Those bigger contracts often are the lowest margin contracts. The bigger the college, the bigger the number, the more they want for free. So sometimes that's not the best target to go after. But that's what we sit down and kind of focus on is, what are your interests? What markets and segments are within your market, and what can we tackle to get your foot in the door, to get you getting business, to get your buses booking out, to get you needing to buy 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 buses a year from us to grow your company. That's what we're here for. And currently through the end of the year, we're not charging for any consulting. We're doing it all for free because we're trying this out to make sure that what we're providing companies is worth it. The feedback so far on the about 5 to 10 companies that were really investing in their business and time and consulting, they're all saying it's worth it. But we want to invest in you as well, because when your success is our success, that's really the true consulting saying. That's probably going to be the consulting business motto, is the more people we help grow their business, the more buses that they're going to need to buy. And that's where Smart Choice Sales, coach sales, comes in. If we can help you grow your business and help you become profitable, you're going to be able to afford to buy more buses from us. It's all a win-win for everybody. We're here to make you win because we're going to win when you win. So let us do that for you at smartchoicesales.com. Give us a call at 336-808-0320. Let us help you grow. You bring the problems, we're going to bring the solutions. We'll see you guys around, and be sure to read this post over here and dive into it, because there's a lot of good stuff in it, a lot of great points. Thank you for the person that posted it. But guys, have a great one. See you guys in the next video. Have a great weekend. Take care.